Hey there, hi there, ho there, gang. I'm as happy as can be because it's July 1st. And one of my favorite holidays is the 4th of July. I don't know why. I've always loved it. I love the fireworks. I love the barbecue. I love the cookout. And we're gonna be hanging out on the lake with my son's significant other's family. And we're just going to have a good old time. And that's why I got the flag going back here. And I'm fired up. It's almost Independence Day. It really is one of my favorites. And then my mom's birthday is like a couple days later. And that's always fun. Last year we had a really cool 90th birthday party for my mom. But yeah, I'm happy. It's a good day. Now, I do got a lot of stuff today. I got a ton of stuff today. So I'm going to try to go through it fast. I'm going to do, I'm trying to keep the tangents to a minimum. I'll do my best. I promise I will do my best. But before I do that, hey, I should probably play the intro. So Johnny, play the intro. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night.
And it is time to stop the music. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, me, Marty, known as PDawg Night on the internet. And welcome back to the PDawg Night channel. It is Wednesday, the 1st of July. And looking forward to a good weekend because we're going to be spending it with some good friends. And actually, not just, okay, here's what's really happening. See, every year, well, wait, let me give you some background, okay? I have 2 kids, and they're both in their 20s now, but my daughter is 2 years older than my son, and she has a very tight-knit, small, close group of friends. So whenever my daughter would say, hey, can I have a couple friends over? When she was in high school, when she was, junior senior, she would have a couple friends over, 1 or 2. And then if she said, can I have a party? That meant maybe 5, 6. Okay. Because she's tight knit. She's a first child. She has her close friends, and that's how it works. Right. Well, my son, is a complete social butterfly. And so my son, when he would say, do you mind if I have a few friends over? Oh, that always meant there would be, when my son would say a few friends over, that means there would be 10 boys in my basement playing video games, watching movies, do whatever they're doing. 10, almost minimum. Anytime he said, can I have a few friends over? All of a sudden, people just pop in our house, which we love because, hey, look, high school boys, and they're in my basement. What does that mean? I always know where they were, and I could control that. In fact, we would control it because, occasionally, high school kids might occasionally sneak something into your house, and I wasn't a dick about it. I'm just like, hey, guess what? If I catch you, you're in trouble. But first of all, you're going to give me your keys. Anyway, but when my son would say, can I have a party? Good Lord. There'd be 20, 30 people in our house. Hey, good morning. Gunfox is in the hizzo. And with the first and the biggest super chat of the day already, $17.76. Awesome. $17.76. Gunfox says, glory to the American Empire. All hail to the American Empire and the U.S. Constitution. Purge the heretics with chainsword and fire. Purge China.
China is asshole.
Right on, Gun Fox. Thank you, sir. That is a very patriotic $17.76. Top super chat of the day already. So there you go. That's your benchmark of the day, $17.76. Thank you so much, sir. I greatly appreciate it. All right, to finish my story, my son, if he said he was going to have a party, there'd be a minimum of 20, 25 kids in our basement every time. So anyway, although he's graduated from college, they have a tradition that him and his friends, they always go up to his girlfriend's parents' cabin, which it's always been their place even before they were dating, because they didn't start dating until college, but they've known each other since 9th grade. So they'd have 30, 35 kids up at the parents' cabin every 4th of July. And my wife and I have never been invited. But this year, because my son has been dating this young lady for about 4 years now, their parents invited us. So we're going to spend up at their beautiful, well, cabin is a kind of a weird name for it because it's a really big old house on the lake. They've got a little stashed away. So that's where they're going to retire, but it's a big old house on the lake. And then apparently the dad's has a couple brothers who also have houses on the lake. So we're all staying up there. 4th of July weekend, fireworks, lake, jet skis, barbecue. Oh, and I'm going to make 5 gallons of margaritas. Just because it's not Cinco de Mayo, but hey, margaritas are good for anything. So anyway, all right. So it's that month of, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. I don't know why that is. Anyway, all right. So we're going to get started here, but let me, before I get started, it is time to say good morning to everybody. And first in the chat today was Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Who gets the bell for being first? Good morning, sir. Also, good morning to Small Man, Cindy Rochelle, CNN Sucks. Yes, the most redundant name in the chat. Advocatus Diabli, the Devil's Advocate. Also, good morning to Zero the Hero, who, yes, I'm glad you're here live. I saw your message to me yesterday. I appreciate that you watch off hours on the replay. That's fantastic. Also, good morning to DI Freighter Watcher, Tyler F. Hey, Larry. That's his name. Not me saying hey to Larry, but his name is Hey Larry. And let's see, Cynical Lindsay, Sean DW, Mike Savage, Blarg, Stabbing Joe Scarborough, don't hurt me. Keep that knife sharp though. And Maddie from MWM Media, also known as the News Chick on Twitter. Good morning, Attack Alpaca. Good morning to Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
And good morning, TC Ball, Jonas Pedersen. Let's see, am I getting caught up? Jaeger Pony, what's up, my man? One of my favorite Canadians. And Mad Max Gunfox 61, who had the most patriotic super chat of the year. 1776. That's awesome. It's the benchmark. Also, good morning to Midday Sun, John Smith, Cairo Alexander, and I think I've scrolled down to the bottom so far. Oh, Rolling Bear. Don't want to miss Rolling Bear. Rolling Bear has been around here for a long time. I greatly appreciate it. I don't know why I'm getting this cramp in my thigh. It's killing me. Anyway, 37 people in the chat or in the watching the show so far, 18 likes. If you like the show, hit that like button sometime during the show. I will remind you at the end. Also, share the stream. You're the sponsors of the show. That's how we grow. And also, the super chat function is through Streamlabs, which is in the description down below. It's also in the chat. I think I did everything. All right, I'll do the other show later. Oh, good morning to Check Your Logic also. It just popped in the chat right there. I see you there. The flag. What about the flag? Check Your Logic. What the question mark? What's the question mark about the? It's a flag. What? I don't know why it's a question mark. Anyway. Oh, good morning, Donatello Slap-a-Fellow. That might be one of my favorite names on the internet. Okay, let's get into it because we got a lot to go through today. Now, interesting, I got a message from somebody. Well, here's the thing. Tom Tipton, I believe he's the he's a 5-term Republican congressman, from Colorado, 3rd District. And he lost his primary. Oh, good morning, Rod Lime. No, you're not invisible, Rod Lime. Did I miss you? No, you're invisible until you put something in the chat. Okay, this cramp is killing me. I might have to do something about this. He lost his primary to a newcomer, and someone sent me this because I'm not a Q person, because I think it's somebody who's just out there seeing things, news, and following news very closely, and then making predictions of news that's already really happened. But this woman named, what is her name? Her name is Lauren Boebert, has defeated Tom Tipton, a 5-term congressperson from Colorado. This is Lori Boebert. Now this is from some outfit called Vox Deplorables. Observation, satire, politics, and interviews. I haven't seen the satire yet, but anyway, an unexpected Democratic explosion occurred in Colorado last night that may be the harbinger of things to come. Low on the Richter scale, perhaps, but the New York Times was sufficiently worried to cover it in detail this morning. While the Colorado 3rd District Congressional District has swung decidedly to the right for the past 10 years, it is most definitely a seat that is in play this coming November. Last night, Scott R. Tipton, the 5-term Republican congressman responsible for the aforementioned swing right, lost his primary election to Lauren Boebert. The proprietor of Shooter's Grill is the new sheriff in this Republican town, and there she is in the front with some of her staff. They all carry at Shooter's Grill. Okay, this is very uncomfortable right now. Hopefully I'll be able to fix this. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Okay. Now, unmentioned by the big media brands is that Boebert won by almost a 10-point margin against an incumbent that had the endorsement of Donald Trump himself. She's a restaurant owner and a passionate advocate for gun ownership. However, what makes her stand out is she has spoken publicly and supportively of a QAnon. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I know that's going to get her some flack from the national media. Okay, I'm going to have to pause here for a second. No, I'll be okay. But anyway, if this was 1994 and I was, say, a New York Post columnist, I would manage to knit into the fabric of this article that Lauren Boebert, like seemingly all Republican women, is very easy on the eye. Yes, she is. She seems to be a fine individual. But it is 2020, so we'll merely note that Boebert's victory is very interesting development, and Republican women seem to smile more. So anyway, she won the 3rd District of Colorado. Donald Trump did congratulate her. Lauren Boebert for comments: I'm a mother to 4 boys. My husband and I are raising them to be strong men. I refuse to send my children to into a socialist nation. Their freedom is my motivation. Threaten the liberty of Americans, and I'll be there to hold you accountable. U.S. House. Okay, so congratulations, Lauren Boebert. I don't know about all the Q stuff, but good luck. Good luck to her. She is definitely a fine individual. So, let's move on. Okay, now the stuff that I wanted to do. The title today is "Enough is Enough." I think we're starting to see, in Seattle in particular, some people who are just may have had enough. There's the father. As you know, another person was killed in the CHOP or Chaz or whatever that nonsense in Seattle is. Well, the father of the black teen killed and chopped says it's time to bring in the National Guard. Horace Lorenzo Anderson, the father of a 19-year-old black teen shot and killed inside Seattle's Capitol Hill occupied protest, is speaking out and demanding the city bring in the National Guard to help break up the increasingly violent protests now in its third week. Horace Lorenzo Anderson Jr. was the first person killed and chopped more than a week ago during an outbreak of gun violence inside the autonomous zone. And I believe, well, it was a gunfight. We heard that's the one with the 7 shots from one gun and 3 from the other. We listened to that tape. Clearly, there were 2 different weapons being fired. Let's see. Inside the autonomous zone, Anderson's father, Anderson Sr., spoke late Monday after another black teen, this time a 16-year-old, was killed in the chop over the weekend, and a 14-year-old left wounded. I ain't been sleeping. You see my eyes. I've been crying. I'm trying not to cry on TV, Anderson said in the Monday press conference, according to KIRO Seattle. This doesn't look like a protest no more, said Anderson. It just looks like they took over and said, we can take over whatever we want to. Since last week, at least 2 people have been killed and several others wounded in chop gun violence. And although Seattle's Mayor Jenny Durkan has pledged to bring an end to the demonstration, which is occupying 6 square blocks of Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood, including the Seattle Police Department's East Precinct, many believe Durkan is sympathetic to the plight of the protesters and reticent to use force. Well, Mayor Jenny, it's time. Good morning, Scribe Light. I am so glad you're here, sir. Dog thrapple. Usually it's goat thrapple, but I guess it's dog thrapple now. Thrapple. I like saying that. Thrapple. Dog thrapple. I'm having fun saying that word. So anyway, by the way, the mayor is having some other problems because there's a federal lawsuit filed against the city of Seattle last week by long-term Capitol Hill residents and small business owners, and alleges that the city has deliberately allowed CHOP and its inherent lawlessness to flourish. I can't even say it. Flourish. For their part, protesters say they have no plans to leave, even though CHOP's leadership has called for a transition into virtual activism. They're going to all get on Twitter and troll people, I guess. On Friday, the city's public works department tried to remove signs marking CHOP's borders, but were turned away by angry demonstrators who even staged a die-in to block construction equipment from concrete barriers. So my heart just hurts for this Mr. Anderson here, and they need to figure it out. Well, the chief of police also believes enough is enough. Seattle police chief rips Chaz and gets heckled at a press conference. I think we have a video on this one. Maybe we'll see. Seattle's police chief was heckled while she ripped the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, Chaz, or the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, CHOP, following the 4th shooting in the area at a press conference on Monday. Chief Carmen Best demanded that people still in the area leave immediately for the sake of everyone's safety. A 6-year-old died and a 14-year-old is still being treated following a drive-by shooting that took place early Monday morning in the zone, Seattle police said in a press release on Monday. You know the other thing about that? So, the first shooting, right, which I believe is a shootout. Oh, hi everyone, just stopping by in for a second. This is Scribe saying that, but back to work. See you in Ted Excellent later. Yeah, go check out Scribe's channel, and his Ted Excellent series is absolutely excellent. I watch it. I usually watch it on replay, but he's been doing it live, I think, but I end up watching the replays. But those are fantastic. They're fun to watch. So check out Scribe Lights later today. Moving on in the article, it's very unfortunate we have yet another murder in this area identified as the CHOP, Best said. 2 African-American men dead at a place where they claim to be working for Black Lives Matter, but they're gone. They're dead now. So the other thing about this is the first shooting, right? The one guy died and then another guy was shot, but ended up in the hospital and then blamed it on quote, well, I'm paraphrasing a quote, either the KKK or the Proud Boys. He said he was outside the zone when that shooting happened, and then he got shot by the KKK or the Proud Boys. Oh, wait, that's the wrong sound effect. Let's try this one. And then this incident where the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old got shot. There are people in the CHOP saying, "Oh yes, some white supremacists just drove through here and some white supremacists drove through here and started shooting at people." I gotta say bullshit. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, doing the 420 little Snoop Dogg action. Who says, are the white liberal crackers trying to hide black on black crime in Chaz Chop?
That's right.
I think the police chief is a tranny.
That's right.
No. Now okay, sometimes when I read super chats, I use the language that is in the super chats. And so just to let you know that those are the words of Black Hebrew Israelite. No, the police chief is not trans. But the state health director in the state of Pennsylvania is trans. And then one of the city council people who after they voted to disband the police, they're paying for security at those 3 city council members' houses, and one of them is trans, and she was saying because people were death threats and threats on her gender and blah blah blah. Hey, you're the one who voted to disband the police, the people in charge of that shit. Thank you so much, Black Hebrew Israelite. I appreciate the 420 to the sizzle. Okay, I can't do a stupid imitation. I just can't. Anyway, all right. So anyway, and what's ironic too in the Chaz Chop, Black Lives Matter, and 3 black people have been killed in the Chaz Chop. Oh my God, unreal. So anyway, best added, we've had multiple other incidents: assault, rape, robbery, shootings, and this is something that is going to need to change. People can be heard shouting Black Lives Matter later in the press conference while Best took questions from reporters. A loud siren-like sound went off at one point during the presser. That is so rude, Best said. Is there video? I'm trying to see if there's video down here. There's not. But anyway, that is so rude, Best said as the sound interrupted her. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of behavior that's irrational and unacceptable. You know, I think the only reason they don't, well, they don't come down on her harder because she's a woman. But then again, I don't think they really give a fuck. Oh, I just noticed, Sean, with your send in SEAL Team 6. Yeah, that would take care of it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Antifa has killed more black kids than the Proud Boys. You know, this year they probably killed almost as many people as the police. Anyway, I don't know. People living in the CHOP are not cooperating with investigators' requests for information, according to Beth. She said that this has been the case with other investigations in the zone. Yeah, they want, you know what? They were so mad when the police didn't come in and help. And the one dude who was shot, he's in the hospital, they interviewed him from the hospital and said, well, the police wasn't there to protect me. Motherfucker, you're in the Chaz. Even if you're just one step outside the Chaz, the police aren't there helping your ass. You didn't want them there. You run them out when the other shooting happened. The guy died because you wouldn't let the fucking first responders in. You idiots. And then you're doing heart compressions on someone who's been shot. Oh, what might that do? Well, if he was unconscious, I suppose you still got to do it. But yeah, you don't. The people, the medics. The so-called medics that they have there, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Anyway, And then, of course, we know that the city of Seattle tried to start dismantling it on Friday, but that didn't seem to work out because the people wouldn't let them do it. So anyway, let's, I just realized I don't have any music going, so let's fix that right now. We're going to R&B today. You'll barely be able to hear it, but it's a good thing, right? Yeah, right. Someone's shot and you speed up the blood flow. But anyway, if they're unconscious, I think you still need to do it. But all right, let's move on. Oh, I got to close the windows here. By the way, can you tell that my internet's working again? It was a problem with the internet company. Some reason they were having problems download speeds, but my upload speeds were fine. But anyway, we're doing good today. And did anyone else pop in? I didn't see any new names yet. But anyway, if you're lurking in the background, either while you're driving or while you're working, thanks for being here. I know you're there somewhere, and that's just fine. I hope you enjoy the show today. Let's move on. Just a couple. We have a little more Seattle news. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. I don't know why my windows take so long to close, though. That's weird. Oh. It's because my computer's freezing up a little bit. All right. So in New York City, there's a bit of an occupation of City Hall. Now I'm going to be jumping around here because I do have another Seattle story. Oh, actually, let me skip that one. Go back to this story in Seattle because there's one more thing happening in Seattle that I skipped. So apparently, remember a few days ago, hello, Enzakor, and Amy in Connecticut, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Fox and Barrett, awesome, good job. All right, so another thing that happened in Seattle. So the other day, remember when they had the protesters in front of the mayor's house? And they had video of that, and they were out there banging pans and, right in front of Mayor Jenny Durkin's house. Well, apparently, her house was a fairly well-kept secret because she's some kind of an attorney that said something, so they never disclosed where her house was. Well, apparently, one of the members of the city council in Seattle disclosed her address to the protesters. And Mayor Jenny, needless to say, is not happy about that. Seattle mayor moves to expel wacky socialist councilwoman who led protests to her house. One of the council members is part of this shit. When we heard last from Mayor Jenny Durkin, she was making a spectacular mess out of the Antifa-stan squatters village and murder factory in Seattle's Capitol Hill. Durkin is being sued by people who live and work in Capitol Hill, where she allowed the violent murder and murderous Antifa and Marxist Black Lives Matter squatters set up their tent city, complete with its own gun-running warlord and shooting gallery. Both kinds. At one point, Durkin blithely enthused on CNN that the squatters' village, now called CHOP, could be a summer of love situation. That was a groovy idea, man. Until they came to her house. Apparently, Brian Preston reported that Durkin was very upset that the protesters from CHOP found out where she lived and set up their summer of love protest. Very upset. She was angry that her address, which is a secret because of her former job as a U.S. attorney, was revealed to protesters, allowing them to scare her family. That's what it was. She used to be a U.S. attorney. Oh, but wait, there's more. The person who showed the CHOP, Antifa, and Black Lives Matter rabble where she lived is none other than her council colleague, the never met a logo with a fist she didn't like, communista, Kshama Sawant, who's been cheering on the protesters since day one. And here's Kshama Sawant with a tweet. Peaceful multiracial General Assembly outside on Capitol Hill. This battle was won by the protest movement. We need to build on it immediately and peacefully escalate to win anything substantial like defund the police by 50%. Public meeting to discuss strategy tomorrow, 6 p.m. Cal Anderson. And Mayor Jenny, as she's known on social media, is calling for Sawant's expulsion from the council. Breaking this morning, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan transmitted a letter to the city council urging members to take action against Councilwoman Sawant up to and including expulsion. The letter listed several accusations against Sawant that the mayor thinks are grounds to do so. In a 2-page letter, Durkan spelled out a lot of dirt on Sawant for which he wants the communist expelled from the city council of Seattle. Let's see. Durkan is asking the city council to remove Kshama Sawant from office because of her roles in the protest against Durkan and her violent police force. Oh, this is somebody. Okay, this is somebody. Okay, what? Okay, so this is somebody who's pro-Sawant writing this tweet. And her violent police force. She's referring to this Durkan and the violent police force. The change in posture from the city and police department in the past few days has been noticeable. They're out for revenge. Oh, is that what you call this? What the hell are you talking? They're not out for revenge. No, they're just trying to get you assholes off of other people, out of other people's way. So let's see. I'm looking at the tweet here. Let's look at the pictures here that he put up here. It's taking a second. All right, so you wait to see some of the replies to this. I'm trying to get this picture to pop up. So here's the letter from Mayor Jenny Durkan to Council President Lorena Gonzalez. Dear Council Member Gonzalez, the city's residents and businesses expect us to work on many important issues together, including unprecedented challenges such as a global pandemic that is worsening in our city, an economic downturn that could become the worst economic event in our city's history, and a civil rights movement in our streets. The public deserves to see their government working together to resolve differences and face these challenges. As leaders of the city, it is incumbent upon all of us to bring people together in one of the city's most challenging times. However, I have deep concerns about the continued actions of a council member that I am requesting that you and the council exercise your duties as described below. I completely respect that any of us may disagree on policy issues, sometimes strongly. Disagreements on policy contribute to the robust public debate. However, policy disagreements do not justify a council member who potentially uses their position in violation of the law or who recklessly undermines the safety of all for political theater. Article 4, Section 4 provides the council may punish or expel a member for disorderly or otherwise contemptuous behavior. Some of these violations may be additional violations of the Seattle Ethics Elections Commission, but all of these fall within the city council's purview. The city council may choose to ignore and dismiss her actions, but I think that undermines public confidence in our institutions. This letter requests that the council exercise its charter duties and fully investigate Councilwoman Kshama Sawant and determine if action should be taken for the following. And here are the things she said that Ms. Sawant did. I filled the screen up here. Relinquishing authority of her office and disregarding city employee and hiring rules. In Council Member Sawant's case, the media has uncovered documents suggesting that she may have effectively delegated decisions regarding hiring and the termination of city employees to an outside political organization. According to this document, the National Executive Committee and okay, this is bullshit. She brought a bunch of people in front of your house. Just say that shit. Come on. I was going to skip that part. Using your official equipment to promote and raise money for a ballot initiative or other electioneering, and for failing to comply with. Okay, that's not it. SEC violations, right? Let's look at this one. Using her official position to give access to city facilities to admit hundreds of individuals at night into a city hall when it was closed. Now that I get. She let them come in here and occupy city hall. While the SEC and possibly PDC continues to investigate, I believe it is imperative that the city council conduct its own inquiry. This is important for public confidence. Okay, that's for letting them in City Hall. The next one, using her official position, gave access to city facilities to admit hundreds of. Okay, we already did that one. Never mind. The next one, using her official position and possibly staff to encourage attendance at a rally she led on June 28, 2020 to illegally occupy city property, the East Precinct. At the time, the city has been trying to de-escalate the situation and ask individuals to depart because of violence in the area. Days earlier, members of the black community had asked that this facility be restored as an active police facility, particularly in light of the fact that it was created at the request of the black community by actions of former council member Sam Smith to serve the Central District. We have had a series of devastating gun violence around this location, including early yesterday morning. And then finally, last but certainly not least, using her official position to lead a march to my home. She was at my home. She brought these assholes to my home. Okay, that's not what she's saying, but I'm just, that's what it means. Despite the fact that this was not. So using her first. Despite the fact that it was publicly known I was not there, and she and organizers knew that my address was protected under the state confidentiality program because of threats against me due to largely to my work as U.S. attorney. All of us has joined hundreds of demonstrations across the city, but Councilmember Swant and her followers chose to do so with reckless disregard of the safety of my family and children. My family and children. Well, you know what? Look, Mayor Jenny. Look, in the immortal words of the the Hughes brothers? No, not Hughes. What the hell are their names? Anyway, the twin dudes. Look at him, look at here, Mayor Jenny. You brought these. You said that you're gonna have a summer of love in your city. Well, they brought the summer of love to your house. It's just summer of love. What's wrong with that? It's a summer of love. Hello, Renee Mayette. How are you doing? It's a summer of love in your front yard. That's all it is. So there you go. You wanted the summer of love. You got a summer of love. This is like a Darwin Award. I'm just cracking up. All right, I'm gonna move on, but let me do a couple quick thank yous. Oh, okay. Let's see. Thank you to Cindy Rochelle. Oh, I got another 420. It's It's not. I don't know why 420 is the one, but I like that 420. That's a good. Oh, damn! There's a couple 420s, and okay, let me get caught up in these super chats. All right, so thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Who says, I heard in the chop, there's 3 black people killed.
That's right.
They also bring back segregation. Democrats getting in touch with their roots.
That's right.
We have open Marxists in power, thanks to the 19th. Sounds like we need to repeal something.
That's right.
I gotta say the national leaders of the organization, not the phrase Black Lives Matter, but the organization Black Lives Matter, I hear that they are Marxists. In fact, they brag about being Marxists. In fact, I don't think this has anything to do with Black Lives. Tangentially maybe. I think they're just taking advantage of some shit. Also, thank you to. Okay, I got the 420. Oh, and a 556. From now, I didn't see your name in the chat, but here it is. Dick. Is that Van Dyke? No, wait a minute. No, it's... I'm trying to pronounce this last name. It looks like it says Fitzenwell. Fitzenwell. Okay, cool. Dick Fitzenwell, who says, for squamito repellent at the lake. Yes, the state bird of Minnesota this time of year is the mosquito, and thank you, because I will definitely need to go buy some Deep Woods Off, because yeah, although the mosquitoes haven't been bad yet this year, although it's rained heavily here the last few days, so who knows. Good. Thank you so much, Dick Fitzenwell and Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Also, good morning to the Pissed Off Shih Tzu, who is in the chat as we speak. And I think I've got caught up on everyone. Oh, and I said Midnight in Exile. I got that. No, I didn't say hi Midnight in Exile. Welcome back. All right. Thank you to City Rochelle, Cynical Lindsay, Maddie, the News Chick, Necrosaw Collins, Chicago, or is this Chicago, Chi-Town J. I almost said Chicago Mike, excuse me. Tyler F. And the Jack Cochran. For tweeting out the show. And I got a whole boy, I'm just getting a whole bunch of people replying to this thing on oh good God. Okay, so what I did is I made a comment on Twitter about this post, because they were saying that the district that what's her name that beat Tifton, they were saying it was gerrymandered, and so I put up a picture of the district. Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about here, because this is interesting. Let's see, let me find it here, and that's where I ended up getting this article from. Let me find it real quick. All right, there's that. All right, so someone said that Laura Boebert, excuse me, I could remember her name. Anyway, so someone here, for those following, Laura Boebert upset win over Representative Tipton last night in Colorado. A reminder of how much physical land area in the state she'd represent if elected in Colorado 3 is huge. So he made a big deal about the land area. So this is the state of Colorado, and this is District 3 in Colorado. All right. Well, congressional districts are done by population, right? So when they make these districts, they go by population. They try to even out the population of the district. So yeah, it's a big land mass, but because this is rural Colorado, mostly mountainous, and not a lot of people live in these areas, and especially in southern Colorado. That's how the districts are made. So someone made the comment, totally normal written, and not a gerrymandered district. Because, gerrymandering is the excuse that Democrats like to make anytime Republicans win anything, which is not true. So I said, wait a minute. No, that district's not gerrymandered at all. Here's my reply. Gerrymandered? Au contraire, mon frere. That's not what I said, but not at all. Colorado's 8 districts are evenly balanced by urban, rural, and population. Go look at Maryland or North Carolina if you want to see gerrymandered districts. Because the districts in North Carolina and Maryland, oh my God, they look like intricate puzzle pieces going all around and shit. No, this is not gerrymandered. Each of these districts have roughly even population. They split Denver up into got 2 districts, urban districts there. This smaller district here has Colorado Springs. Up here, this has Boulder and a bunch of the ski towns that have larger populations, so that's a separate district. And then this area of eastern Colorado is mostly rural. This is mostly rural western Colorado. That's a very evenly spread out set of districts in Colorado, probably the least gerrymandered that you'd ever see. So I'm like, no. And then that's when somebody started throwing QAnon shit at me, and I'm getting blown up on Twitter because of that. But anyway, and I got another notification. Oh, and thank you, Tech Force Prime, for tweeting out the show. By the way, you guys, the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please share the show out. Use the share arrow down here, or you can repost, republish me on Twitter, Minds Gap, or Parler, which I'm starting to get a bunch of followers on Parler. I'm not sure what I did. well, I know what I did. I put a thing in the description that I just was doing an experiment, and we'll see how it works. I'll tell you about it another time. Also, please, if you like what we're doing, take the time to check that like button. Give it an elbow, something. Hit that like button if you like what we do. And then also, did I freeze for a second? Yes, I did. Donations and super chats in the Streamlabs link, PDawgnight.live, right there. I've changed this around, so I don't know where to put my fingers when I point at things. Or it's in the chat. This show is sponsored by viewers like you. Support the show with your donations and have your super chats read live on the show. Click the link in the chat. All right, let's move on. Let's see. We got through Seattle. I'm done with Seattle. No more Seattle. Let's just let's dispense with Seattle, because now there's also the City Hall in New York City is being, I wouldn't say it's like a chop chaz zone, but it is kind of being occupied, and they're kind of expanding that area. And I don't know why this isn't working. Hang on a second here. Let's do this. We'll redo this. I'll refresh that. Oh, Cryptic is in the hizzo. Thank you, sir, with the $5 chat of the super variety. Who says? Cryptic says, I live here, and the total population of her district doesn't even equal fucking the total population of Denver. Tell them to suck my nuts. Suck Cryptic's nuts. Got it? Okay. All right, Jen T, how you doing? I see I shared one for you too. I'll see if I can get to it. I got so much today. I really do. I have time. Oh, Gamer Valine, how you doing? I was enjoying that stream with you and Blunty, and I hope that you guys end up making a video. You need to bring your webcam though next time, and remind Blunty not to leave like 17 streams open at the same time. But that, I was quite entertained. All right, I don't know what's going on with that link, so we're gonna skip it for now. Close, please close. It's suddenly something suddenly went quiet. Oh, the music's gone, and I'm frozen. Well, that's not good. Can you hear my voice even? Okay. Here, let me check. Maybe my music died. The day the music died. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm having internet problems. All right, we're gonna cancel out the music. Apparently, I'm having float issues again. All right, let me see if I can find the article that I wanted to talk about. Because in New York, there is there's still another issue with down at City Hall. And let me see. Okay, the Bolshevik caves to the police. New York City Council. Okay, what happened to that? We might have to skip this one because I can't find it. Well, we're going to skip it. Let's go on to Mayor de Blasio, or Mayor de Bolshevik, whichever you'd like to call him. He's kind of caved a little bit. And apparently they've decided to cut $1 billion, with a B, $billion with out of their police budget. And not everyone in New York is happy. Well, there's a few things that are there's a few ways to look at it. There's some who aren't happy about it, probably like the police union, because they're not. Okay, I'm just gonna go into the article because I can't talk right now. Bill de Blasio caves to absurd defund the police movement. Reader J. Roberts raises the burning question of the day, one that has sparked a lively debate with one of his friends. He writes, "You say Mayor de Blasio is a putz, but my friend says he's a schmuck. I suggest we send the mayor a letter asking for his opinion. A putz wouldn't answer it, but a schmuck would." To which I say, stop. You're both right. For those who don't speak New York, think of a putz as a hapless fool, someone incapable of doing the right thing. A schmuck, on the other hand, is a jerk, someone who intentionally does the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, those both completely describe Mayor de Blasio. Oops, sorry about that loud noise there. Unfortunately for New Yorkers, de Blasio takes turns at being both. He always screws up, the only difference being whether it's intentional or not. Either way, Gotham gets screwed. The latest evidence comes with his agreement to cut police spending by about 17%. That is frightening. But I suppose the size of New York, that makes sense. $1 billion is 17% of New York's police budget? Whew, shit. That's a lot. Anyway, including the cancellation of a new class of rookies, with retirement soaring that guarantees fewer cops on the street, just as murder and mayhem are turning the city into the Wild West. Murders are up 25% this year, and the police counted 63 shootings last week, compared to 26 for the same week last year. The violent tide suggests the bad guys have no fear of being arrested. Why should they? And if they are, a new bail law requires judges to release them almost immediately anyway. Meanwhile, the domino effect will add to the city's misery. The crime spurt, including the tragic murder of 17-year-old Brandon Hendricks, while the police force is facing reductions, means the NYPD will have little or no resources for less serious but still important quality of life issues. Can you say Times Square of the 70s coming back? The illegal fireworks exploding all over the city with impunity are but a loud foreshadowing of the disorder to come. Consider, too, that it took the city more than a month to move a homeless man, often naked, out of the dry fountain at Washington Square Park. God. Because if they arrest him, he gets out with no bail immediately. Unbelievable. For de Blasio, the police budget episode has been Exhibit A of how he is both hapless and unscrupulous. First, he tried to dance around the far-left pressure to defund the cops, but after he was booed and heckled off the stage at a June 4th memorial for George Floyd in Brooklyn, he instantly embraced the national madness. Within days, de Blasio was throwing the mob a bone, saying while he didn't agree with calls for $1 billion in cuts to the NYPD, it's nearly $6 billion in spending, he would propose something substantial. Given the backdrop of the protest, riots, and looting, even that was reckless pandering. These mostly peaceful protests, quote unquote, oh God, not whatever. What the hell happened there? Am I not hearing things? Is that not a... Okay, everything's gone silent. Okay, I hope you guys can still hear me. Okay, I'm buffering again? Okay, well, we'll still get through this. I hope you can hear me. Given the backdrop of protest, rioting, looting, even that was reckless pandering. Oh, holy shit. They all came at once. All right, there you go. That wasn't that kind of joke either. Okay, given the backdrop of the protests, rioting, looting, even that was reckless pandering. These mostly peaceful protests, as much as the media still insists on calling them, destroyed hundreds of businesses and scared senseless people out of their wits, and sent many of them to the exits or to the hospital. A good, courageous mayor would have stood up to the anti-cop crowds and reminded them that the NYPD had saved thousands of black lives by taking illegal handguns off the streets, and that a declining prison rate was another consequence. It was the police, not the protesters and rioters, who made New York the safest big city in America. Such a mayor also would have reminded all New Yorkers that a continued exodus of taxpayers will leave the city with even less money to spend on anything else and everything. But expecting de Blasio to be a good, courageous mayor is a fool's errand. He caved in the demands, and instead of nibbling at police spending, he agreed to slash it. Anti-police radicals want $1 billion, and that's what he gave them, plus $500 million more from the separate capital budget, according to reports of Tuesday's agreement with the city council. The mayor even used his favorite word, redistribution. Oh, we have another super chat. Thank you, Gamer Valine, my friend. Sounding clear. Oh, by the way, she's saying, sounding clear on mobile. Thanks, PDawg. The stream was canceled on her device. We are blaming Susan. This is an ongoing project. We will get it right. Yeah, if you get a chance, Blunty Blonde, spelled just how it sounds, blunt with a Y, blonde. Blunty, oh, is it Blunty Blonde or Blunty Blondie? I have it bookmarked. Anyway, she and Gamer Valine, Gamer Valine is being very kind and patient, teaching Blunty Blonde about firearms. They are both down in the great state of Arizona, where firearms are essential, and it's very interesting. It was a great shoot. By the way, I have a really cool old bolt-action gun that my grandfather had. It's at my mom's house, though. Blunty Blondie, yes, Blunty Blondie. It was at one point it was Blunty Blonde, but she changed it to Blunty Blondie. Yeah, I'll have to show that to you. We'll talk, Gamer Valine. All right. Oh, hello, RVA, and also No Room for Squares. Okay, back to de Blasio here. But expecting de Blasio to be a good, courageous mayor is a fool's errand. He caved at them. Anti-police radicals wanted $1 billion, and that's what he gave them, plus $500 million more from a separate capital budget, according to reports of Tuesday night's agreement with the city council. The mayor even used his favorite word, redistribution.
Your life makes me sad.
To describe how he would shift money from police to social services and other spending. The council slashes were led. Okay, so anyway, he's agreed to slash the budget by $1 billion. Well, that doesn't make everybody happy. Okay, some people just saying it's not enough. And guess who led that charge of the it's not enough? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's a motherfucker. On Tuesday, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, referring to the gigantic cuts to the New York Police Department budget that have been estimated anywhere from $1 billion to $1.5 billion, she pontificated that the cuts weren't severe enough, snapping, defunding the police means defunding the police. It does not mean budget tricks or funny math. Oh, funny math? She says it does not mean moving school police officers from the NYPD budget to the Department of Education budget so the exact same police remain in the schools. I'm not 100% that's what they did. She added, it does not mean counting cuts in overtime as cuts. Well, it's a cut because they have to do overtime because they don't have enough fucking police officers. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you motherfucker. Even as NYPD ignores every attempt by city council to curb overtime spending and overspends on overtime anyway. Well, you know what's causing a lot of the overtime right now? Assholes in the street. Just saying. But I'm pretty sure that you're cheering on the assholes in the street. And I'm not talking about the legitimate protesters in the street. I'm talking about the assholes. There are plenty of them. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD budget are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The fight to defund policing continues. Bitch, please. Cortez was asked recently, what does an America with this? I'm sure this was someone from like NPR or MSNBC. What does an America with defunded police look like to you? She answered, well, the good news is that it actually doesn't take a ton of imagination. It looks like a suburb. you. So here's the thing. There was this TikTok video that was on Twitter a few weeks ago, and it was one of these cute girls who make TikTok videos that kind of like remember what did they call her? Communist Barbie. What was that girl that did the in the Bernie shirt? Whatever. I just call her Communist Barbie. Well, there was another one of them that that was saying that crime rates in the black community, and she said black community, black neighborhoods are over policed, so of course they have higher rates of crime. And white neighborhoods, or white criminals are undercharged, so of course they have lower rates of crime. And I was thinking, wait, no. You got this wrong. Yeah, Boomer Girl. Communist Barbie. Boomer Girl. But it was someone who like her, but doing a different one. And look, this isn't a chicken versus the egg theory, right? This is not like, well, could one have caused the other? Could more police cause more crime? No, you allocate resources where you need them most. The reason that you have lower police budgets in the suburbs, one, because it's more spread out, and two, there's less crime in the suburbs. So you don't have to allocate more resources to the suburbs. That's why they don't have as many resources. Now, let me give you something, kind of an example. What happened here in the Twin Cities when this whole riot thing started, right? In Minneapolis, okay? Minneapolis has probably per capita, we may have the same number of police in my third ring suburb as they do in Minneapolis. But here's the thing. When they started having the protests in Minneapolis, here, let me get this shit off the screen. She's stupid. I'm not even going to read the rest of that article because she's too stupid. When we started having the protests in Minneapolis, okay, after George Floyd's death. And the protests were protests until it got dark, and then they turned into riots. They started burning shit, and they started destroying businesses and stealing, looting, all that shit, right? And that was pretty much confined to that one area of Minneapolis near the Powderhorn neighborhoods and kind of East Lake Street and then it melded into West Lake Street. This is a whole dear section of town that you probably don't know what I'm talking about. However, that first night, it was just there, right? And then something weird happened. Protests started breaking out all over the country, including St. Paul, which there's only the only border between Minneapolis and St. Paul is a river, but there was protests in St. Paul too, and now it was a little different in St. Paul because a lot of people were out there protecting their property, and then Minneapolis kept rioting, right? Then there was talk that they were going to spread it out, not just farther from Lake Street businesses, but they were going to start moving into the neighborhoods in Minneapolis. Now they kind of did that, but not too much. And then there was a rumor that the gentleman, and I use that term very, very loosely, who was breaking windows at the AutoZone. Remember the guy with the umbrella and that just he seemed really out of place, but he was out there smashing windows. There was rumors that he was a police officer, and the rumor was that he's a police officer from a third ring suburb near me. And so they were talking about how the protesters were talking about how, well, maybe we should go out to the suburbs and do all this same bullshit. So they were talking about going to like an outlet mall in one of the towns here and whatever. Well, because the suburbs don't have the police resources as the city, because one, we don't need them. There's not as much crime, but we do have police. Each suburb has its own police department. The entire county decided, hey, you know what? If this shit starts happening, the 4 or 5 different cities in this county had a task force that they were all going to band together and they were going to respond as a group to wherever any trouble might happen, including the county sheriffs too. So the sheriffs and all the police forces in the suburbs, because they don't have the resources that a city has, because they don't need as much. So when she says, well, what does a defunded police look like to you? The good news is it actually doesn't take that much imagination. It looks like a suburb. Bitch, there's not as much crime in the suburb. You allocate resources of police forces because you have crime. So when a neighborhood is over-policed, no, it's not over-policed. You allocate the resources where you need them. So if there's a lot of crime in your area, that's where you put more police resources. Capiche? You dumbass. Not you, her. I'm talking directly because every once in a while she watches this show and I just can just go look in the camera and talk directly to her. But not only Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said this, New York City Council Speaker Corey Johnson echoed Ocasio-Cortez, saying, to everyone who's disappointed that we did not go further, I want to be honest and candid. I'm disappointed as well. Brooklyn Council member Carlos Menchaca, who has evident staunch support for defunding the police, said, this budget deal is not a people's victory. It's a retreat into fear with a county gimmick standing in for the real thing. Look, you had he canceled a new recruit class of 1,600 new recruits, officers. 1,600 new recruits. And also, I'll get to that. Thank you, Black Hebrew Light, with another 420. We're getting high today, BHI. Well, let me do the super chat real quick. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
For the 420, who says, so the mayor finally agreed to let the police do their job and clear out the chop.
That's right.
All it took was rioters to go to her home and peacefully break gates and windows.
That's right.
I guess it was all good until you bring the shit to their door.
That's right.
Ain't that the truth? By the way, good morning to I'm not going to say those words. Thank you. I'm not going to say those words. I appreciate you being here. Black Hebrew Israelite, you are awesome.
That's right.
All right. So anyway, these people are insane. They are fucking insane. I just swore. That's how insane they are. They're making me swear, and I don't swear that much on this show. Occasionally, I swear on this show, but not much. And I'm swearing today. Now, in contrast to the New York Police Department, hello, Big Assassin 80. What's happening? In contrast, Dark Isle, how you doing? I see you're here too. Yeah, yes, I agree. In contrast to the New York City Police Department, Chicago, you know what I said? I named the title, and is it Enough is Enough? Now, the Seattle Police Chief, that was actually her words, enough is enough. And I think Chicago, the police department, is also feeling that enough is enough, because over the coming 4th of July weekend, they're going to deploy 1,200 extra officers to control violence over the holiday weekend. Chicago's police chiefs announced late Monday that the city will deploy 1,200 additional police officers to hot zones experiencing an increase in violence, in hopes of containing a wave of shootings that has left dozens dead, including at least 10 children. Black Lives Matter. And hundreds wounded. Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown announced that the officers will work additional shifts from Thursday until Sunday and focus on controlling violence on the city's south and west sides over the holiday weekend. The department will also be working to proactively control crowds gathering in violent areas before shooting breaks out. We'll be deployed throughout our hotspots. We'll be working with city services. We're engaging our violence interrupters. And so it's a full court press, Brown said. Our end game is arrests for the precursors to violence. So every day we're going to be clearing corners. Brown blamed the city's spike in violence on open-air drug markets and gangs taking advantage of the ongoing anti-racism protests to increase activity. Let me stop for a super chat here. Cryptic with another 5 spot in the super chat realm. Cryptic says, I got to get my fingers ready here. My friend had an unpleasant experience with the suicide hotline. They left him hanging. Oh, that's... Oh, you always rope me in, don't you, Cryptic? See what I did there? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So he blamed the city spike. Yeah. You think they're taking advantage of the protests and the mayor saying, hey, just let those people protest and do their thing. Let's just fall back and let them do their thing. And then people start killing each other because the people take advantage of the protests. Jesus. It's an evil methodology. It's why they're on the corners, because it protects the masterminds, Brown said. They are there because there's no opportunity in their neighborhood. They're there because of the failures and many other social services opportunities just not available to them. Yes, we don't have enough social workers, so until then, we're going to put 1,200 more police on the street over the weekend. So, holy shit. Yeah, well, good. At least they maybe they're starting to get it. So here's an example. Chicago, though, has experienced a shocking increase in gun violence since the city lifted its coronavirus-related lockdown. Beginning in May, when the city set a record for the most people shot in a single weekend since 2016, hundreds of individuals have been shot and dozens have died. Over the course of the last week, 6 children have been shot and 2 killed, including a 20-month-old baby and a 10-year-old girl. That is just fucking heartbreaking. I'm just telling you. The week before, a 3-year-old boy was shot and killed. I bet nobody... does anyone know their names? Does anyone know these children's names? Do you know why you don't know these children's names? Because you don't really keep up with what's common. You know the events. It's easy to remember events that are rare. That's why you know Trayvon Martin's name. That's why you know Mike Brown's name. That's why you know George Floyd's name. That's why you know Sandra Bland's name. You know the events that are man bites dog. But until we... Yes, Black lives absolutely matter, but all Black lives matter. And unfortunately, the things that kill the most Black people, Black Lives Matter, Inc., doesn't really care about that. You know, I saw something, if you're familiar with C.J. Pearson. C.J. Pearson's a young man who's been on YouTube, and he's been in the spotlight because he's this young. He was since he was 14 years old, he's been, out online talking about conservative politics for a 14-year-old boy. Now, a lot of it's cookie cutter talking point stuff, but as he's gotten older, he's branched out, at least his thought process is starting to learn a lot more than just the talking points. And he did an interesting tweet the other day where he said, you know what? Now, what's really cool is he went out and raised, using his platform, because he's a really popular, online kid. I think he raised like $200,000 for to help Black businesses that had been destroyed during the Black Lives Matter protests, not during not the Black Lives Matter part, but the protests and rioting and stuff. So he went out and just online raised a couple $100,000 to help a couple of people in their businesses. Well, now he's decided that he's going to raise money for literacy programs. And his thought process was, you know what? I see this Black Lives Matter thing going on, but all the money that Black Lives Matter, the organization, is bringing in, what's it going to? Well, it's going to politicians and administration and whatnot. It's not going to, it's going to Act Blue, which is just basically a money laundering place to give Democrats money. But it's not really, is it going to help the lives of people? Is it going to help go in and train people about gun violence? Is it going in to train people? So he's going to raise money, again, online, for literacy programs. And says, you know what? If Black Lives Matter, then maybe we should be doing things like this for helping kids who maybe drop out of school or things like that. So good for CJ. He becomes more and more impressive as he gets older. Good, he's a good kid. All right. Oh, thank you, Cryptic with another 5 spot. I gotta get the fingers ready for this one. Cryptic with a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. What do you call a group of American kids with shoes? A school shooting. You know what? The jury's out of that one. You have a lot better puns. I mean, that's, I get, okay. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, well, okay. Everyone else likes it. Okay. I'll clap too. All right. Thank you, Cryptic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so greatly. So last weekend alone, Chicago Fox affiliate reports 65 people were shot and 18 people were killed. Overall, since January 2020, 300 people have been killed by gun violence in the city, a grim milestone that in 2019 took until August to reach. Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot addressed the violence at a press conference Monday afternoon. The last 2 buddies have woken up with an incredible sense of dread, incredible feeling of despair because of the weekend's violence, she said. This can't be who we are as a city. It kind of is, Lori. Sorry. That's what it's turning into be. Anyone remember the song? It was a rap, like a conglomerate of famous rappers back in probably the late 80s. It was called Self-Destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. It was during all the gang. It was in the 90s because it was during the big gang violence era. And it's kind of happening again. I don't like what I'm seeing. And it's not about. You know what? If the Black Lives Matter organization, not the sentiment, but the organization, would also focus on how did that, how about we stop having interactions with police and then the police don't kill you, even though the vast majority of police interactions don't end in anyone's death. 350 million interactions, and for every 10,000 arrests, yes, 3 black people are killed. For every 10,000 arrests, 4 white people are killed. There is an issue with police violence in some very rare cases in the entire scheme of things. And it's very important that we reduce and or eliminate unnecessary police violence, unnecessary killings. But they're still extremely rare. And the reason they're extremely rare, well, at least all the black ones are extremely rare because you know all the names. If it wasn't rare, you wouldn't know it. You would be able to keep up with all the names. But we know all the names because they're rare occurrences. Do we need to stop it though? We need to find a way to stop it. Okay, let's I'm getting close to that time. I have a few more. We'll get through these. I may skip Twitter trends today because I want to keep going. This is awful. Child sexually assaulted in Minneapolis neighborhood where residents boycotted the police. This whole thing, it makes me want to laugh, but it makes me want to cry. So a horrible turn of a predictable event. A child has been sexually assaulted in a homeless encampment in a neighborhood where residents stupidly called for the police to be boycotted for the safety of for their safety, of course. They said, we don't want the police in our neighborhood. Nope, don't want them here for our safety. And so what happened is immediately the Powderhorn Park area has turned into this homeless camp. Everyone, they said they're not going to call the police in this neighborhood. Now they have a homeless camp in the middle of their park. A juvenile has been sexually assaulted at a Minneapolis homeless encampment. The Park and Recreation Board spokeswoman told a Minneapolis-based newspaper that the assault happened at one of the encampments in South Minneapolis' Powderhorn Park neighborhood. The people who took the victim to the hospital did not call the police. Staff at Abbott Northwestern Hospital called Park Police early Friday. Park Police are investigating, but have made no arrest. Now, so the Park Police, they're not there to investigate that type of stuff. The regular police do that. The Park Police basically write tickets for parking in the wrong spot or having your charcoal grill in the wrong area, not designated for charcoal drills. Bye, D.I. Freighter. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. Not only did the residents welcome the homeless tents out of their sentimental empathy for the homeless, but then they called for the police to be banished from their neighborhood. It's been just over 2 weeks since the tent encampment went up on the east and west side of Powderhorn Park, where many neighbors have sworn off calling law enforcement in solidarity with their neighbors of color. Oh, really? White liberals. Anyway, the New York Times interviewed multiple residents of the Powderhorn Park neighborhood, most of them liberal, white women, who promised to turn a blind eye to any property damage, including to their own homes, resulting from the nearby encampment. Yeah, they've had houses broken into and people's shit stolen. Someone got carjacked in that neighborhood. But they're not going to call the police because that might be dangerous for the person who carjacked by car at gunpoint. Fuckers. They even requested a block party permit from the city to limit car traffic, the Times reported. One male resident said he regretted recently calling the police on two black teenagers who pulled a gun on him and demanded his car. So I would have lost my car. So what? Jesus Christ. Stupid fuckers. All right, real quick. Let's go through these last couple really fast. Suspected arsonist. Oops, sorry. That shouldn't be there. Close. Now this is karma. Suspected arsonist accidentally sets himself on fire outside a home in Philadelphia. Little Darwin Award action. Surveillance footage released by the Philadelphia police Tuesday depicted an arson suspect accidentally lighting himself on fire while starting a fire at a home in northeast Philadelphia. The incident occurred on June 19th at 12:42 a.m. next to a house on Knights Road where a man could be seen pouring a flammable liquid on nearby bushes next to the house, ABC 6 reported. After starting the fire, the footage shows flames exploding from the bushes and landing on the man. So yay, here we go. Oh, this should be good. Is this going to be the whole report? Maybe. Or no, this is actually the police video. How did they get this? Okay, they're seeking help in identifying the suspect in this video. Okay, so here he is. I don't see him. Oh, here we go. Oh. All right, so he well, look, he's splashing around. No wonder he set himself on fire. Oh, and he stopped, dropped, and rolled and ran away. Okay. What in the immortal words of Will Ferrell, what an idiot! Anyway, oh my gosh. The incident is one of several arson cases being investigated by Philadelphia police. Law enforcement authorities have been investigating a June 1 incident when a fire almost burned down Kensington Smoke Shop in Northeast Philadelphia, according to Philly Voice. The Philadelphia Police Department blog also notes 5 additional arson incidents that took place in May and June. The incidents targeted gas stations and small businesses, with most of them involving multiple suspects who are probably trying to loot and pillage. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Oh, do I have time for this? Let's see. Let's go. Oh, yeah, this is what I really have to get to. So, apparently, some BLM activists are funneling donations back to their own companies, according to documents. Now, Sean King, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people who are actually involved with BLM type activities have no time for Sean King whatsoever. Sean King's PAC gave $460,000 to consulting companies registered to the PAC's leaders. The left-wing activist and Bernie Sanders surrogate, Sean King, is among the most visible faces of the Black Lives Matter movement, although they kind of disavow him now. The former Daily Kos, I don't know if it's Daily Kos or Daily Kos. Oh, Kos, because it's Marcos. The Daily Kos blogger is also one of its prominent fundraisers. In 2017, King founded the Political Action Committee, the Real Justice PAC, with an eye toward driving criminal justice reform across the country using the same mass mobilization techniques employed by the Sanders campaign. But over the past 15 months, the Real Justice PAC, staffed by a number of left-wing activists, has funneled a quarter of the money it has brought in back to companies linked to the PAC leaders. Since January 2019, the PAC has cut dozens of checks totaling more than $460,000 to 3 political consultancy firms linked to PAC employees. The PAC data strategist, Jing Ding, and its treasurer, Becky Bond, managed 2 of them, Social Practice LLC and Bernal Alto LLC. The third, treasurer, Middle Seat Consulting, was co-founded by one of the PAC's original leaders, Hector Segala. There are legal and ethical ways to have people in leadership positions at an organization also to serve as vendors to the same organization. Scott Walter, president of the Capital Research Center, a money and politics watchdog, told Washington Free Beacon. But these relationships probably raise questions, especially for a group whose leaders include someone like Sean King, who has repeatedly been accused of enriching himself improperly. Shocker. Okay, this is all about this Sean King and these people. Here's the thing. Sean King really is no longer I wouldn't say involved, but he's not a prominent Black Lives Matter figure as far as the organization, the national organization. So oh, by the way, we saw the other day, the best name that I have ever seen for Sean King was Thurgood Marshmallow. That was hilarious. We saw that video the other day. I'm gonna have to skip my other articles today because we're running out of time. Let's do a quick run through, just a quick run through on Twitter trends, and then get the heck out of here. Explore tab today on Twitter was the what's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Oh, this is weird. Lauren Boebert, who beat Scott Tipton in Colorado. She was at the top of the tab today, but now it's changed to some BS here. Explore tab. Well, let's do the super chat real quick. Thank you, Gamer Valine. We're going 420 again. I love it. Gamer Valine says, the homeless neighborhood, Talcum X, all of that is some white people shit, just like the Summer of Love. Signed, a Baltimore native. Yeah, it really is. Well, although the homeless... Okay, the Powderhorn Park area is an area that some might call gentrified. It's some older homes. Most of the homes I think around there are probably built in the 50s, 40s and 50s. And a lot of them are renovated homes. A lot of like LGBT people live in that area. And a lot of minorities live in that area. But yeah, it's the it's the white liberal women who, you know, I just refuse to call the police. We're gonna help these blacks, you know, and then they feel like, you know, Misa in Game of Thrones, and they're lifting her up. They think they've done something. You know, you're not helping people when you do this, and really you just destroy your own neighborhood, as far as I'm concerned. On the tab for it's COVID related. Apparently, a groom in India. Now, a groom has died, and at least 80 guests have tested positive for COVID-19 after a wedding in eastern India. Now, India hasn't been hit as hard with COVID-19. I think it's due to climate and people being outdoors more, but that's a sad case. A wedding that took place on June 15th has been called a COVID-19 super spreader after at least 80 guests tested positive for the virus following the event in Patna, Bihar. The groom, who was displaying symptoms at the wedding, died 2 days later. His official cause of death has not been confirmed. So it's sad that he was showing symptoms, and we know that this is going around. That's not good. Probably a lot of people hugged that man, and very sad thing. And of course, it's going to be on top of the trends tab just because it makes us scared. Canada's trending. Oh, is it Canada Day? I did not even know that. My Canadian friends, what do they call it? It's Canada Day, right? Why is it saying happy birthday Canada? Well, it says, yeah, happy Canada Day. So happy birthday, Canada. Proud to share that the United States, Mexico, and Canada agreement comes into force today. Oh, well, that happens too. The USMCA happens. Realize that President Donald Trump's promise to upgrade and modernize our trade relations to create new opportunities and increase prosperity in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. But that's not why Canada's trending. Canada's trending. Well, yeah, he had symptoms at the wedding, and then he died 2 days later. So he must have been pretty sick, and they didn't know. Oh, Canada, I don't know any of the words, but I know the tune, and anyway, I'm not going to sing anymore because I don't know the Canada Day. I should know the Canadian national anthem. I go to enough hockey games. Well, okay, I occasionally go to hockey games. Okay, I've been to 3 hockey games. But anyway, happy birthday, Canada. Your day is coming. One day Canada will take over the world, and then you will be sorry. Well, if Trudeau's still in charge, yes, you are correct. The Oregon Zoo, Canada, I'm going to let you finish, but May May is one of the greatest July 1st birthdays of all time. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what that is. Is that a panda? What is that? Is that a baby panda? No, baby. I don't want that. No, that's not a panda. It's some kind of, I don't know. A red panda? Is there such a thing as a red panda? Our home and native land. Shania will be giving a concert. I don't know. I think Canada's closed. I'm really going to be bummed if when we go do our waterfall tour, if I can't get into Thunder Bay, because Thunder Bay has a fantastic waterfall. But you know what? There's 9 other waterfalls between here and there, and we'll be all right. Yeah, it's a red panda. Okay. Especially at times like this, there's nothing quite like home. Happy birthday, Canada. That must be the Canadian sprinting team. Oh, Donovan Bailey. Yeah, he's awesome. Or he was awesome. One of the greatest Canadian sprinters of all time. Okay, so happy Canada. That's why it's trending. Number 2 on the trending tab is Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla is still on the Mets payroll. That's hilarious. July 1st is known in the baseball world as Bobby Bonilla Day, when every year until 2035, the New York Mets will pay the former outfielder $1,193,248.20. In 2000, the team opted to buy out the remaining $5.9 million on Bonilla's contract and agreed to make annual payments of nearly $1.2 million for 25 years, starting July 1st, 2011, including a negotiated 8% interest. Oh my gosh. Bobby Bonilla was a great baseball player, but it's hilarious. The 10th annual Bobby Bonilla Day is upon us. Oh my gosh. If not for Bernie Madoff, the Mets may not have made the 2000 World Series. If not for Madoff, the Mets may not have drafted David Wright. I'm not even going to continue. He's got through 2035, he gets $1 million check every July 1st. He gets 61% of that he gets to keep, because that's when you go to the tax brackets, he's going to be in for that. But still, what a great deal. Trending number 3 is Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me just try. Will Smith gave young love rival. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Blessing to have affair with wife Jada Pinkett. What? American singer August Alsina has made the bombshell claim that he enjoyed a years-long affair with Jada Pinkett Smith, all with the approval of her husband, Will. Oh, good Lord. Will Smith gave a younger love rival his blessing to have an affair with his wife, Jada Pinkett, and explosive new video claims. Singer August Alsina has made the bombshell accusation that 51-year-old Will and 48-year-old wife of 23 years, Jada, have an open marriage. The 27-year-old claims he grew close to the Smith family after being introduced to Jada in 2015 by her son, Jaden, who's 21. August attended the 2017 BET Awards with Jada and went on holiday with the Smith family to Hawaii in 2016. This is some salacious shit. August made his sensational claim during an interview with radio host Angela Yee, which he shared on his YouTube channel. August claims, I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. Due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership, he gave me his blessing. The I Love This Shit singer claimed he fell for Jada and claims they had a years-long affair. Okay, he got, I don't know if that's a receipt, but he's got that hand around there pretty tight. Old news, Will had him too. I don't know what that means. Okay, so that's why Will Smith is trending. That is, or not Jada Smith, is Jada Pinkett's, what the hell? I gotta do this. I gotta click. I'm sorry. This is clicks. Jada Pinkett Smith denies August Alsina's claim they had an affair. She need to slap that boy. So Jada, did you lie about August? Oh, that deserves a yes. Did you lie about August? So if you're not familiar with what this is, she has her little YouTube show called Red Table Conversations or some shit like that. They got her talking herself. So Jada, did you lie about August? Jada, Will, and August do not care about what y'all think pieces. Laughing. Who are y'all trying to reach? Who are y'all trying to convince? Different things work for different people. Let's move on. Well, now Jada's denying it. Homeboy is saying it happened. Boy, I don't know. I guess we'll find out someday. I'm waiting to see what Will has to say about this. Zion is trending. I think is that Zion Williams? Yes. How the fuck does Zion get on the cover before guys like Westbrook, Luka, and Kawhi? Dude's played like 20 games. On the cover of what? Oh, NBA 2K21. He's not on the cover. I thought it was. Oh, they must have several different covers. You know why Zion Williamson is on the cover of NBA 2K21? Because he is that up-and-coming star. That's why. I'm sorry. The dude's amazing. And Good for him. All right, moving on. Sneakers app don't care. Mailed it. Oh my God. Steve mentioned, I work for the post office. I'm a postal customer. Instead of handing out taxpayer dollars on the slide to Trump's donors, how about finding some money in the budget to help save the United States Postal Service? Voting by mail is necessary, especially during a pandemic. Eat my shorts. Y'all are just trying to cheat. I don't care. The way they're trying to do it, just mailing out ballots to everybody. I don't know. Wednesday morning, Nordstrom's trending. I don't know why. I'm going to keep going. Ed Henry, anything interesting on here? Unfortunately, I don't have time. I just got to call it a day, guys. Apparently, I lost some threads here. That's got to be it today, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today on the Morning Night Live. I see that we had some buffering issues here and there. Like I said, I'm having some internet issues, but y'all, I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for coming by. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT for those in other parts of the world that don't know our Eastern and Central times. And if you'd be so kind, a lot of likes today. You must enjoy the show, but those of you who haven't hit those buttons yet, give it a nice elbow to the like button before you go. And if you're watching on the replay, throw a comment in the comment section down below so that I know you were here. And finally, you can donate to the show, donate to the cause. And my air conditioning went out of my truck, so I appreciate all the super chats from today. That'll help with that a little bit. You can do that through the Streamlabs links in the description down below or on the website, PDawgNight.live. You can follow me on Twitter, Mine's Gavin Parlor, for notifications. Or I'm very active on Twitter. If you're into that, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'm occasionally funny, I'm occasionally witty, I'm occasionally insightful, and sometimes I just fuck with people. So there you go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. My name is PDawg Night, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawg Night, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Night, and I'm out of here.